welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about my favorite pothos, the silver philodendron. This type of pothos is my favorite because I like how the sparkle of silver reflects in the light, and I just find it really gorgeous. So I have two big ones of this vine, of these photos. As you can see, I use them to frame the sides of my TV. And today I have to do some trimming because the vine has grown so long and they're already almost touching the floor. And I also noticed that the top part of the plant is no longer lush, not thick and not bushy. So although it looks nice in the middle, at least for this big one, it looks lush and thick in the middle, but the top on the base, it's not as healthy as it should be. So I thought I should be giving the plant some rest so that it can direct some of its energy on the top part. So I'm going to do some trimming and it will be, no, not some trimming, but quite a lot of trimming today. And I also want to show you how I propagate this plant so that I can have more of this silver pothos or this silver philodendron. So let's do this. In order to balance the two pothos plant, I'm going to trim the other one as well, because the way that I trimmed the big one here on the left, it's quite radical, but I did it on purpose because I wanted to have the chance to recover, because I don't think it's still healthy up there. So I really cut a lot of it. Now I'm going to do the same for the other one here so that I'll get, symmetry. I got this plant like 2 years ago. It was really small. I paid only €2 for it. There was only like three plants in it. So it got longer, but it didn't really get thick. I've already added probably 4 plants in it. I've already added more to it, and now I want to propagate more in the same pot so that it will become thicker and lusher. The stem hangs that way, so that means that this is the part that which should go into the soil like that. So I'm going to cut it just above the node here. And then this one goes into a moist soil. So I will add more. This is probably too long. I just leave about an inch or 1.5 inch. And then I stick them into the soil. Always have to make sure that the node is in the upper direction, it's pointing up, then that's where I cut just a little bit above that node. Are too soft already and they don't have leaves, so I'm just going to throw it. So this is how it looks now. As long as I keep the soil moist and it gets a lot of indirect sunlight, most of these will grow. So when that happens, this is going to be a really thick, lushy Silver Pothos plant. I'm going to do the same to this plant here. Earlier when you look at on top, they were quite empty, but now it's thick, it's full. I had to stop propagating earlier because I had to cook dinner and have dinner with my family. So now that we had dinner, it's time to continue the propagation. It can get really tangled. It can be difficult sometimes to untangle them. I also have a pot already ready. The soil is moist and ready to stick my cuttings there. Now the rest here, they're still gonna give me a lot of cuttings. Probably I can still make 2 pots out of this, but I'm gonna do that tomorrow. Show you this is how it looks. I'll keep it moist all the time, and I'll put it in an area where it gets a lot of indirect sunlight. After a few weeks, I will start to see new growth there, and maybe in 3-4 months, then you will start to see that it's really looks like a thriving new plant. So I have these 2 new plants. I planted them from cuttings because every now and then I cut the long vines and I would immediately stick them into the wet soil, and so this is how I got these 2 new plants. And that's how I propagate my silver pothos, or what we call the silver philodendron. What I just do is to, when it's still in propagating phase, I water it all the time, not too wet, but I always keep it moist. And as I said, indirect sunlight. I find this plant really easy to care, so there's not much a secret to it on how to grow, but I discovered that to have a thick lush pothos plant is to have a lot of cuttings in your pot, probably 15 cuttings or more. That will really give you a thick lushy Silver Pothos. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe to my channel. If you like this video, please click like. See you again in my next video. Bye!
Welcome to my channel, to my plants, to the Pothos. Look cover to this plant. It's so long, so thin, and it can be long enough to reach.
Do you like the plant?
Yeah.